As competitive gamers, your health is your number one asset. It's as simple as that. It 100% affects your in-game performance. Years ago, when I was competing competitive Counter-Strike, I did not pay attention to my health at all. But if I could go back and I could choose, if there was only one thing that I could choose to change, to work on regarding my health and wellness, that I think would 100% impact my gaming performance on a positive level, turn me into a better gamer, possibly even achieve that pro scene that I was seeking so hard, would be getting better sleep. I would 100% get better sleep. Why do I think that? Why do I think sleep is the number one thing that I would have worked on and solely focused on? Why did I pick that? What's up, dreamers? Welcome to Drive and Vibe. And today we're kind of just vibing, and we're talking about, one thing that I would have chose to work on competing in Counter-Strike years and years ago. I didn't pay attention to my health at all. So if you watch the intro, I didn't pay attention to my health. If you watch any of my videos, I didn't pay attention to anything except for the video game. Nothing. I didn't pay attention. I don't condone this, but I didn't pay attention to school. I didn't pay attention to really anything at all. All I wanted to do was go pro. I put more and more hours in the game. I tried to become more consistent by adding more hours to the game and sacrificing sleep, and that just didn't work out to my favor at all. So if I could only choose one thing to work on, like if I was a competitive gamer right now and I was doing it over again and I only had one thing that I could choose to do, what would it be? It would be sleep. And why would I choose that? Sleep is really, like, good sleep's going to impact you so heavily, all aspects of life. Bad sleep's going to impact you so heavily, all aspects of life. And I'll tell you why. So if you get bad sleep, it's going to drive hunger. So there's that. So sleep's already affecting your nutrition. It's going to drive hunger. Now, when it drives hunger, you're going to be craving carbohydrates or sugars to help, spike that glucose, to get you that energy spike, back, right? Or a spike. We'll get to that in a second. Not inherently bad. Carbohydrates are not your enemy. They do not make you fat like some people think. They're not your enemy. They are the number one form of energy in the body. That's why your body craves it. So there's that. It will drive hunger, okay? And then you're going to get those glucose spikes and glucose crashes. Now, if you think about it, you've probably had this happen, and I've had this happen several times, where I got hungry right before a match, a competitive match, and I would eat a snack, not even thinking about what the snack was going to do to me, and within about 30, 40 minutes, right in the middle of the match, I'd get that glucose crash. The spike came, I got that bump in energy, wasn't even good enough, and then the crash came, and then there's a complete inconsistency. You play the first half, you ever play the first half of a match really well, second half not well, and you ate right before, like literally immediately before, that's probably what happened. So there's that. And if that happens, you're going to have fatigued energy, your productivity, geez Louise, tripping over all my words. Your productivity is going to be, it's going to diminish. So you're probably not going to do as much work. You're not going to work as hard at school or, work or whatever it may be. And I ran into this as well, where my productivity was low. I didn't do any of my schoolwork. Again, don't condone that. I think school is very important. I love educating myself now. So, I'm a lifetime learner, but that's for another day. And your productivity can be low. And what happened to me was I would get stressed because I wouldn't do my work, and I'd get stressed because it would get later and later. And I think to myself, man, I really got to do this before tomorrow. And it would never get done. And then I would just either wing it or, come up with excuses. And again, I cannot say it enough times, I don't condone that kind of behavior. School is very important. It also helps with gaming performance. Story for another day, topic for another day, but it very much will. And so it'll affect that. Okay. Now, sorry, I had to stop for somebody that I didn't think was going to stop. Now, so it's affecting your sleep. Sleep is affecting your nutrition. It's affecting your energy levels. And it's also going to affect your ability to, and your desire, if you're fatigued and all that, to go outside, to get exercise, right? Exercise being really the top three things that you should be focused on: sleep, nutrition, exercise. At the beginning, when it comes to health and wellness, and there's a bunch of other stuff, on a larger scale, we'll say, but exercise, you're probably going to be too fatigued to exercise. So like I wasn't taught, I didn't really know all of this stuff, or else I probably would have gotten outside and got myself walking and moving. I love going to the gym. It's like a second home to me. I love running on trails. had I found that a lot earlier, I feel like that would have had a positive impact, especially going outside and getting in nature, getting that sun, would have had a positive impact on my gaming performance for sure. But if you are a lack of sleep, your desire to do things is going to diminish. So your desire to exercise, your ability to exercise is going to diminish as well, because you're going to be too fatigued. You're going to be too tired to do it because you're at a lack of sleep, constant lack of sleep, because you've been trying to play video games that much more, which is exactly what I did. So if there's one thing that I would change, it would be sleep. I apologize for the little hiccup in between the video. I thought that person was going to literally walk through the crosswalk and me almost hit him. It's like, you can't do that. It's not saying you can walk. Sorry. Welcome to the passenger seat. If you have anything you want to add, any questions, let me know in the comments. I'd love to get this conversation started. Hit that like button, helps out the channel. Hit that subscribe button for more content like this. And I hope to see everybody in the next video. Later, dreamers.